Let's move on to the Browns. So we got my pick was Greg Newsome, another rookie. I know, guys. Oh, you're being just stop picking rookies. I get it, but it's just like when they are first round picks, you just kind of like expect a breakout for them immediately, like immediate impacts. Especially, I mean, they didn't really need this because the Browns were already pretty good in the secondary. But I mean, I'm looking at some stats here now. I mean, this guy, he's what? He's got when I look at him, he's not really a ball hawk per se. Like he only has one pick over 3 years. One.
Yes.
But I mean, he seems like he's all over the field. He's got 55 solo tackles, 16 assists. He's got 71 total tackles. He plays. He doesn't play every single game, but it just because he's only played 21 games total. So just seeing these stats based on the amount of games he's played seems that he's on the field. He might not be looking for the ball per se, but he's actually looking. He's playing the receiver rather, and that tells me like that tells me he's a physical guy, and that's what Cleveland is. So I think that's going to be a good matchup for them.
Yeah. And the thing about picks too is that it's also possible that they just weren't throwing his way.
True.
Um,
True.
so I went on a little bit of a limb on this one, boys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I put, oh my gosh, I
Stretch.
put Baker Mayfield. Um, guys, I don't know if he plays a full season like he played the last half of last season. That's why I gave him this. He hasn't proven that he can do that. Just saying, if he does, though, the Browns are not going to lose that many games,
No.
and he would. Y'all are going to hate me so much. He would be in the MVP conversation, and that
Ooh.
would make him a breakout player. If he plays the whole
Sheesh.
season, hear me out. But for real though, look at the stats. If he plays the whole 17 games the way that he played the last half of last season, where he was protecting the ball, didn't throw picks, just only touchdowns, he could find himself in the conversation solely on being on a team. Because if he plays like that, that team is going like 13-3. Okay, let's be honest. And then being the leader of said 13-3 team. I'm not saying he's going to win MVP, but his name's going to come up. And for me, compared to where he's been for the last 4 years, if he finds himself this season with his name being mentioned when people talk about MVP, then he would qualify. Am I wrong?
I guess we need to define what breakout means. Like
Breakout
just
breakout
like
would
a
mean
huge
going from
improvement.
not even, because he's like not even a Pro Bowler. So if
Yeah.
you go from not even being a Pro Bowler to being an MVP conversation, then that's got to be a breakout.
Yeah. No, I
Because
get it,
he's really
man.
been up until the last half of last season. Baker Mayfield has really been some hot cross buns,
Yeah, he had like a
and
little
then
cycle where it's like he would be buns, get criticized by the media, play really good, and then get
yes,
cocky,
yes,
go into a game, be buns. Like it went to a circle.
yes. But last year he got cocky and stayed there,
Yeah.
and so it's like if you can stay there. Actually, he wasn't even cocky. He just shut up and played. If you can just shut up and play, shut out the media, shut your mouth and play. That's when he seemed to be at his best.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can stick with that and keep it going, then he would be a breakout because he was on the verge of like there was people. Then they start off like 3-3 or something. Like they had a poor start
Yeah.
last year, and people were saying like this is it. He's officially a bust. He's going to be out of the league. He's going to be off the team. They should trade him. They should get rid of him. Blah blah blah. So if he's an MVP, I mean, he could. He's. It's very clear that he can break out if he just sticks with what he's doing. Look at the
It's
Browns,
almost
man.
like he felt the heat coming on, and he was like, "No, no, 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 we're not trading me. We're not. I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah,
I gotta play."
because last everybody said last year he was a game manager, and it's like, bro, it's not his fault that he has two stud running backs to hand the ball off to. That doesn't necessarily make you a game manager because he was making some plays. Like when they played the Ravens, that high scoring ass game, he was making some things happen in that game. He made some things happen in even in the playoffs against the Steelers, especially against the Steelers, and then in the Chiefs game as well. So I wouldn't even call him a game manager. I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
No,
I think
a
he's
game
right in
manager.
between. He's in between the game manager and the star quarterback. He's right, like there's like a gray area right in between there that he's kind of been stuck in last year, and now I think he's gonna move up. You know,
Right. No, I get it, man.
I think he
Like,
feels after the way they finished last season and how they played in the playoffs. I think that that whole team has this like for the first time in Browns history, they have this like we can get to the Super Bowl. That's like for the first time ever in the history of the Browns. Now we don't know how they're going to handle that, of course, but it's definitely happening where like they every team thinks every team believes they can get to the Super Bowl, but like once you start playing, you know it's not true. But like these guys are at a point for the first time ever in Cleveland where they're like, "Holy shit, guys, we actually could get to the Super Bowl." And I'm interested to see if they play like it or not.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when you talk about Baker, it's just like I think the biggest like evidence of the breakout coming was the Ravens game. Like that. I think it was like a Thursday night, and they just went back and forth. Lamar had to take a
Oh yeah,
cramp, quote unquote cramp, and he
take a
came
drop
back
of
out.
deuce.
Yeah, he dropped a deuce, guys. And but Baker was just out there doing his thing, and like I'm like, my God, like if this is gonna be how it's gonna be
Yeah.
every single year, twice a year with the Browns from now on, this is miserable. Like I miss the days where
If
we blew him out. But
imagine
those days are gone.
imagine having to game plan for the Browns if Baker Mayfield is like a top tier quarterback and you have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt back there too. You got to figure out what you're going to do. And you have Odell on this side with Jarvis Landry over there. I'm just like, oh my gosh, dude, there's so much potential on the fucking Browns, bro. If they can just keep it together
But yet
for a
they're
full
this.
season and not do this flippity floppy stuff for the
Yeah,
first half of the season,
exactly.
then
But yet they're the same old Browns.
we'll see. Are they going to be the same old Browns guys or are they going to be the Browns? Let's find out.
Right.
I'm
All right.
excited.